Yeah, all of it.
Little seashell necklace and everything.
Dude, puka shells. Gotta love the puka.
I have no idea what they're talking about.
Steve, we should have a side
old.
conversation. I have no idea what's going on.
But yeah, so from there, like I tried to learn as much as I could when when I was younger from those guys. Younger, watching Van Wilder.
Good parenting.
Yeah, it's a great parenting movie. Great learning movie, But and then from there, when I was in college, I started taking writing classes and acting classes, and trying to get easy A's and stuff like that. And then I honestly, this is gonna sound ridiculous, but the Harry Potter series was another big influencer on me getting into movies. I think it wasn't anything in particular about like it being Harry Potter, but I just remember when I finished it, like all the way through, I remember being like, this was something really big, and a lot of people were really moved by it, and a lot of people were involved, and I wanted to be involved with something that was as important, made you feel important like that. Like when I finished it, I was like, holy crap, like that was a big thing all through it. So it's one of those just kind of like wanting to be a part of that. And then I got more serious into stuff with like Django and other stuff that like Leonardo DiCaprio does, but Django in particular, because the way it was filmed, like all the practical effects and everything, like I just saw what was actually possible in a movie, like without CGI nowadays. Like, it was amazing to just see a shootout and things looked like so crazy real. I was blown away by that. So
all the brains popping out of people's
dude,
heads,
it
and you were
was
just like, I gotta be in movies.
Yeah, dude. I was like, dude, I could die like that, and like people will believe it.
Yeah, dude. I want to one day in my life have like a blood squib. Like I just want to be.
Oh yeah.
like,
100%.
Dude, I've gotten to wear one.
Really?
Yeah, I got to wear one. Yeah,
I think
it wasn't a very good one.
I think you're not being serious about being an actor if you haven't at least once thought, I want to just die so violently in a movie one day.
Absolutely.
Like,
just like
I want to be Sean Bean in every movie Sean Bean is in.
I want to be in a Paul Verhoeven.
But yeah, those are the movies that I was influenced into acting and stuff. It was
Cool.
Yeah, a lot shorter than Alex over there.
If we're going in alphabetical
forever.
order, you're next.
I don't want to be next.
I guess the
can't be
millennials
next.
will try
I
to keep
vote
up
Scott.
with what you guys are going to say, because you guys have been watching movies since like the 30s. So
Wow. That's right, fellas. Let me tell you the first time I saw Sunset Boulevard.
Well, on the moving
Went
pictures.
to the picture show.
Well, the first time I saw Charlie Chaplin fall down the stairs, I was hooked. Wow. So movies, I think that I was quoting Mel Brooks movies before I knew what a Mel Brooks movie was. I don't know how that makes any sense, but I did. I was quoting from Young Frankenstein. What the hell are you doing in the bathroom day and night? Get out and give someone else a chance. When I was like 4. So that's where I started. And I probably have seen Blazing Saddles 300 times. History of the World. When we first got a VCR.
You guys know what those are?
oh, what?
Oh, is that like a VHS player?
Yes. It is,
I heard a
actually.
kid say that the other day.
We had a Betamax.
Oh.
I know.
I'm
I don't
lost
even know
on
what that is.
that.
They were no idea what that is.
You must have been.
Laserdisc for life.
completely serious. I don't know what that is.
A Betamax?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a VHS, but different size.
It's not a VHS.
Is it bigger?
It's
Is it
beta.
smaller? Is it...
It was
Right.
like
Smaller.
If a cassette is a baby and a VCR is an adult, it was like
In
a
between.
teenager, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I got it.
Beta was a higher quality developed by Sony, but Sony thought that people would pay for the higher quality.
Right.
And JVC came out with the VHS format, and they were like, no, everyone's going to like this, and they licensed it to everybody, but Sony would only Sony could make Sony betas.
Okay.
So, and VHS was like, no, everybody could use it. So Fuji came out with them, and everybody came out
Right.
with VHS, so that sort of took off.
Yep.
A little history lesson for you. But so we got HBO or something. I think I was in the 6th grade. We finally got HBO, and I was psyched.
Because you could stay up till 3 a.m. and watch nudie vids. And Or did that not exist? I don't
No, it
when,
did.
When
It
did that
did.
happen? I feel like that came about.
Back
in the
then, I used to
90s.
watch it through the scramble, and if you were really good, if you were really lucky, the audio would be there, but you wouldn't be able to see. We'd be like, nipple? No. You can't tell if that's nipple or if he's eating a pizza. It doesn't matter. So the first thing I recorded was, and I still have this tape. You probably can't watch it. I haven't tried to put it in a machine for a while, but it's got History of the World Part 1 on it. I think Airplane is on there. A couple of other like older movies that I watched incessantly when I was a kid, over and over and over, because that was the only tape I had.
Of course.
That's how I watched Return of the Jedi, and it was always followed by Hamburger Hill, which my dad recorded. And that's such a different movie than Return of the Jedi. When you're a 5-year-old, so
I never could make it through Hamburger Hill.
yeah, I couldn't when I was 5. Haven't tried since.
Has the PTSD for you now. Is it okay?
I'm down to 1 week with a specialist now. So,
But then when it didn't shut. It didn't shut. Shut the door.
Doors are hard, man.
slam it.
We got to call it.
You got it.
Get somebody on that. We're paying here. But then Jaws became my favorite movie of all time.
Clearly, yes.
because when and you know I had that effect from Jaws, that feeling of just complete terror. And then was later when I found out that the reason why it was so good was because the damn shark didn't work.
Right.
And they had to shoot around it. And he came up with the idea of using a lot of POV shots, and that they shot a lot of the scenes in the editor's pool, which I thought was kind of funny too. So that sort of really opened my eyes to the magic of filmmaking, to the fact that you could do these things in a completely different setting and pawn it off as a different story, and people believe it.
You can lie and get paid for it. Yeah.
All right. Well, it's a little bit. I had
It's a good lesson
altruistic
for you kids out
ideas.
there.
But that was it. So I was raised with this love for comedic films and cartoons and that kind of comedy. So when Steve showed me the script for Bottom Feeders and I read it, I was like, oh, this is when we
get it.
We discovered that we do share probably the same brain, because I was like, I get this. I feel like I could have written this.
Yeah.
But you didn't. Yeah. No.
But no, I had zero to do
Trying
with
to
it.
step on your turf there.
I could have, but I didn't want to, so
I
somebody
feel
else
like I
did.
should have. He wouldn't let me. He got to it first.
It's true. Well, I was using the brain.
That's right.
We didn't know each other. But.
All those years before I met you, you had the brain.
Right. Right.
So that's my story.
All right. Well, the first movie that made me forget that I was in a movie theater was Raiders of the Lost Ark. I remember when the Paramount symbol came up, and it was the mountain, and then it dissolved into an actual mountain, and they're in the jungles, and I literally forgot I was in a movie theater. Yeah. It was and I actually, fun fact, I saw that film 14 times at the movie theater.
You paid 14 times?
14 times.
That's impressive.
I was 11 years old.
Oh, I'm at 4 with my record for a movie.
Oh,
paying for
you're
it.
not even close.
Yeah,
I saw
no.
Ghostbusters 8 times.
Oh, okay, yeah. I'm guessing there was a lot less to do when you were a kid.
Considerably less.
A lot less. And
You have to remember it cost like a nickel.
it's true. It's true. And honestly, it was a different world. Our parents let us ride our bikes down to the movie theater.
Right.
And no matter how far away it actually was, too. Crossing Ridge Road, it was perfectly fine.
If I rode my bike 5 feet away from my house, I was being abducted.
Right. Exactly. So it was a different world. We used to just ride our bikes up there, and every weekend I saw Raiders of the Lost Ark, sometimes twice a weekend. But yeah. So that was the first film that literally sucked me into the movie theater, being in a movie. I wanted to make movies. But the first movies that made me think that, oh shit, I could actually make a movie.
Right.
Clerks, Bottle Rocket. If you've ever seen Bottle Rocket is Oh, Wes Anderson.
I know of it.
We
I've
have
never
shaking heads. Wes Anderson
I
is
do like
not.
Wes Anderson, though.
It is not his most complete story. I mean, it's really what.
No, I'm just. Go ahead.
It's not a great story. It's just a fun film, and both Owen brothers are in it.
All three of them, actually.
Wow.
True,
The oldest one.
That's very true. The oldest brother is in it as well.
What's his name? Superman or something?
In the
in real life?
no, in the film
They call him like Superman. Or
Yeah, I can't remember. And then to a lesser degree, but only because of the backstory, El Mariachi. The fact that he made it for $7,000, and then
Right.
that I'm like, oh, I can do that.
Yeah.
But Clerks and Bottle Rocket were the first two films that I watched and said, I can do that.
Yeah.
Like, I have no doubt in my mind that I can write that and I can do that.
Well, it's much in the way that, like, Kevin Smith famously always says, for all you Kevin Smith fans out there, says that, like, when he saw Richard Linklater's Slacker,
Yep.
he was in the movie theater and he was like, I can do this, and I think I can do it better than how he did it. And that's how Clerks came along. And then Clerks inspired people like you who are
Right.
like, I can do the same thing, and I think I have cooler ideas.
Right.
So that's really, really cool how somebody has an idea spawning from someone else's idea, and then that gives someone else an idea. So.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, so we're done. Thanks. Thanks for playing. Well, so now, if we could only find the money to make. So, what's interesting to me is Rodriguez did El Mariachi for $7,000. Did he do it in Mexico, or was that shot?
He shot it all in Mexico.
He shot it
yeah.
all in Mexico.
Yeah. All guerrilla.
$7,000 on film,
on film.
which
I think he shot it 16 millimeter.
yeah. Neither one of us know how to use a film camera. But
Nope.
even so, I think 16 millimeter film would cost more than $7,000 for nowadays.
Yeah,
I have no idea.
Well,
So we could go out and shoot
Yes.
this movie if we didn't have to pay people to help us with it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that to like, oh, this is terrible. We got to pay people because we want to pay people. We want people to because there's a lot of good people in this town that work on productions full time. That's what they do, and we'd love to pay them, but damn, it's so hard.
and it's not just that too. I mean, there's unfortunately permits and insurance.
I mean, we could do it like
Guerrilla
Robert
style.
Townsend did for Hollywood Shuffle, where he just had a handful of credit cards and they'd pull up on the side of the road and shoot a scene, and then everybody get in the van and drive away.
Yeah.
You can't do that now.
I think Paolo did cross country in high school, actually, so we'd be fine, I think. So,
Yeah, I can run pretty fast.
yeah. Couple run-ins with the
Sweet.
cops. We've been training for this our whole lives, actually. You just gave us the idea, I think, right there. So.
Fun fact, I actually did not do cross country.
Yeah, I made that
didn't?
up on
No,
the spot.
yeah,
Yep.
that's-
Threw you under the bus.
He was like fourth string quarterback, right?
Something like that, yeah. Somewhere around there, yeah. I definitely, yeah.
I was third.
Dude.
I know.
All right.
I know. Didn't
got
play
me.
not one snap at quarterback.
No one.
No.
I think I got one at like senior night.
I was told to
like I
get
had
off
to.
of the field anytime I walked around one. So you guys are killing me in that.
They don't let a water boy on the field.
Yeah.
That's funny.
I tried to run once.
There we go.
How'd it go?
It didn't.
I got to the mailbox and I grabbed my mail and just pretended that's what I was doing.
Oh,
So Scott and I know what we think about bottom feeders because, it's basically our same brain wrote it. But what did you guys think about it when you read it?
Well, I found the audition for it. I don't know what I'm being told to
Talk into the mic.
Talk into the mic. As
Oh, I
opposed
got
to
it.
Next.
All right.
That's
Okay.
right where you
Past
need
it.
to be.
All right.
Thank you.
Yeah. So you want to do the whole podcast again? So I
Yes.
can say
Can we
everything?
start it all
right,
over?
yeah. No.
You just
so
kept sliding further and further away from it.
So I found the open call for bottom feeders on Facebook, and this is like when I had first joined my first Facebook group for acting, because I didn't even know those things existed because I'm an idiot and didn't think about it. So I saw, and it was like, you guys had put sides up and everything, and I was like, it reminded me of Clerks. It was like, this is just seems like somebody would just be filming a dude like me talking to a friend I have or something.
It definitely an homage.
Yeah, so but it was just very, I like movies where it's very natural and the talking between people seems like it's just two people talking. And that's what it sounded like to me. And also I was very desperate to get an acting job, so I was like, all right.